All right, thank you for joining us. Tonight we're going to talk about digital marketing as it relates to professional services. We'll talk a little bit about the wedding industry, travel and tourism, photographers, interior decorators, and other professionals that may need to use digital marketing as a way to expand their business. So let's take a look at what we're talking about. In these service-based businesses, some of the recommendations not only to have a great website, but what are the website components, right? It must have a responsive website design, updated quarterly or seasonally, and even weekly. I think one of the most important things these types of professionals need to focus on is content, driving image-driven content through blogs and their website, various galleries, lifestyle shots, all their completed projects and portfolios, before and after photos, and certainly informational pages like services, their experience level, licenses, or education, anything that can help expose them as professionals in their industry. Frequently asked questions, appointments, scheduling, booking options, as well as any interactivity, requesting quotes. And there might even be a place for e-commerce to make deposits or make payment for these services. But then we also have to talk about how to market these businesses through digital strategies. And I think the most important aspect of digital marketing would be social media, both social media management with their pages on Facebook or Twitter, maybe even video footage on a YouTube channel, but certainly Instagram, Pinterest, being very image driven, would be something for these individuals or professionals to really make sure that they've got their strategies in place. And certainly search engines can't be dismissed. You know, when people are looking for a product or service, they're searching on search engines like Google. So search engine optimization and Google advertising are also important. But in this area, you also want to know that the reviews and testimonials are critical. So review sites and online reputation management is another product or service that we offer, but something that is something I think most of these professional services need to pay close attention to as it relates to their reputation, certainly when it comes to online marketing through social media and how that can affect their presence. So when we talk about the wedding industry, really there's four things that they're looking to do, right? They're looking to assist in research, right? Being the expert. As people are researching, they'll research their wedding professionals for a year, 2 years, 3 years even sometimes. So, you know, to be that expert in their specific field is important. And how can they do that? They can do that through their website. They can certainly do that through blogs and social media as well. And everything we're trying to do is to drive or acquire new leads of their services. And from then, their job is to create memorable and shareable experiences, right? So when people start sharing their experiences, certainly on social media and word of mouth, it can create positive reviews and testimonials, which will then cycle into getting new leads. So important for these individuals to really express and expose the shareable content, especially on social media, because it's going to drive increasing leads in the future as well. So when we talk about lead generation, some things that these professionals, wedding planners, can look at are researching the keywords and hashtags wedding planners use when searching for inspiration. And if they're not doing it themselves, then we as consultants can do our job to do a little bit of this research as well. So some terms might be destination wedding, wedding venues, wedding on a budget, best place to get married in and have the geography, best wedding DJ, wedding florist, caterer, wedding photographer, wedding ideas, wedding invitations, letterpress versus foil, right? All these keywords and even hashtags. You can make these keywords hashtags, or certainly do some of your own hashtag searching on sites like Instagram and Facebook and even Twitter to see what is trending at any given moment in the wedding industry. You know, capitalize on high search concepts and Pinterest content and use promoted pins for high value and relevant content. Now, we don't provide Pinterest management, but it's something that if you're going to be a consultant, something that you want to make sure that you can give this information as tips and tricks and best practices to your candidates. It's going to help you build value in the relationship. So, you know, any of these search concepts like destination wedding or wedding venues or wedding ideas, and when you do a search and you find this information on Pinterest, you can find Pinterest content which can then just lead you to the conversation of trending information that you can pass along to these wedding professionals as an idea for them to better market their products and services. And if they can then create their own Pinterest boards and pins, they can then create this high value relevant content, even do promotion on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest in this case, to provide or prove more traffic to their blogs and website services. So use Google Analytics to identify where most of their traffic is coming from and focus paid campaigns on those geographic locations. So having site statistics is so important in digital marketing, but in this case, they can have Google Analytics or any site statistics to really key in on data, and that data can then allow them a way to increase their budget on paid advertising in those certain keywords or geographies. Or if they find that they're driving a lot of traffic from social media or their blogs, they can expand on that and do more of what's working, right? So content marketing, right? Identify a controversial topic your target client gets really worked up about. And you can see this on review sites, testimonial sites, and social media. What are people talking about in various forums and chats and discussions online about the wedding industry? And this isn't a chance for the wedding professional to then write a blog article that provides insight into those arguments or into that specific issue or challenge and become the expert. And then they can promote that article to the target audience on social media or in other paid advertising forums as well. So remember, it must be mobile and it must be social. You look at this picture even, you know, everyone's always got their phone on them, and in every type of wedding occasion, while there might be a professional photographer, you've got hundreds or more than hundreds, multiple hundreds of guests with their phones taking pictures, sharing content, posting on social media, pinning things to Instagram and Facebook, and really sharing the experience. So being mobile friendly and having that shareable content is critical to their success. So what about photographers? As we talk about photography, right? Top digital marketing strategies for photographers. Well, website design. I think a lot of photographers have a hard time managing their website because they spend most of their time in their studio. If they are in a computer, it's doing editing, right? Working in their software, editing, and then pushing that information to their clients. Well, having a website design must be responsive, but they should also be uploading all these images to their galleries. And they might have password protected galleries for their clients, or they might just have some of their footage on their website, right? So it should be very, very visually impactful, being a photographer, to have their information on their website, right? Not just a blog, but having a full-blown website full of all their information, as well as packages and pricing. But most importantly, those galleries are critical to their success. And with that comes search engine optimization, certainly to drive traffic to the website, but they can do that through content marketing and blog articles. And in these blogs, they can have their images, right? Best practices for shooting a wedding, best practices for doing family photos, best practices for doing pageantry, best practices for shooting in high sunlight, right? Whatever their topic is, it's important to also have images tagged to those blogs and then tag all of that so that it increases their search engine likability, right? And then, of course, social media with Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest, again, where most people are spending their time. It's important for photographers to be promoting their content, not only in their posts and their timelines, but also in their personal profile, their pages, and in their stories. I think it's important that their personal profiles, again, follow the 80-20 rule, but they do want to push some of their content into their personal profiles because they are the brand, right? The photographer is the brand in this case. And then, of course, paid advertising with Google ads and Facebook ads, right? Trying to drive new leads and acquire new customers and clients through those that are searching for their services. And what about travel, right? Travel industry. And we talk about travel and tourism. We talk about certainly booking flights, hotels, bed and breakfasts, and other travel types of businesses. The travel industry has exploded, and there's a lot of sites out there that aggregate all of this. You've got the Expedia, the Hotwire, the Pricelines, but it's also important that a local business or a business that focuses on travel and tourism that they have a mobile friendly website. They just don't have a listing on these other sites. They have their own website as well. Very important. Travelers depend on online reviews, right? TripAdvisor says 96% of travelers consider reviews as an important factor when booking a hotel. And 83% of TripAdvisor users usually or always reference reviews to feel confident about making their booking decision. So having a mobile-friendly website with a lot of pictures and images, as well as about us, services, pricing, information like that, but then also having pages for online reviews, but also making sure that they're gathering their reviews from happy customers and clients that they can push out into sites like Yelp and even the Knot and other review sites, as well as put that on their social media as well as their website. So travelers get inspired by social media. When they see other people posting different destinations, it makes them want to then at least start researching taking their next trip. So social media encourages shareable experiences. Of course, we know that. But the important thing is, are these travel and booking agencies leveraging all they can? Can they handle it themselves, or do they need a vendor to help them do that? So websites that work for all of these, right? Again, having a clear sense of branding, having accurate, up-to-date content, sharing the user experience, making it easy for the user to navigate the website, having a lot of images on the website, easy to navigate into different galleries, and then have it built for existing and potential patrons. I think the important thing is also to look at password protection as a potential aspect of a website that is important, certainly in photography. They should be visible on these review sites, right? Sites like Yelp, TripAdvisor are huge, but also, things like Urban Spoon, Open Table, being for restaurants. But we also look at hotels.com and City Search, Priceline being important for travel. I think the Knot is the biggest for, say, the wedding industry. So make sure their business is listed on the sites and make sure they monitor the activity. But most importantly, they should be asking their customers to review them on those platforms. They should not delete any negative reviews. In fact, people trust reviews more when they see some negative reviews mixed in. If all they see is positive, it causes them to think of censorship, or maybe they're having employees or friends or family members posting all the reviews. But they should take any negative review and address it online for the public to see that a business owner really cares about their clients and customers. And of course, social media, spread the word on social media. Each week they should be posting positive reviews on their social channels. They shouldn't edit them. They should post them as is, even if there are spelling or grammatical errors, and push out the testimonials exactly how they were given. And it's an excellent way to spread positive news about a business. So when we talk about Facebook or social media, is Facebook really worth it? Well, Facebook sends 82% of social media traffic to longer articles, right? So it's important to have a strategy. Again, it's not just about one thing. It's about having an all-inclusive strategy, taking posts from Facebook and driving it to, say, a blog, and from the blog to the website. Facebook posts with images see 2.3 times more engagement than those without. So again, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? And Facebook continues to have the most engaged users, so it's important for people to be on Facebook. And there's some other statistics here. I think the most important thing that we say here is that 76% of people use their Facebook feed to find interesting content. And again, there's so many users on Facebook currently. But what about Instagram, right? Over 800 million active users. This is big in terms of the demographic, right? 59% of Instagrammers in the US are under 30, right? And if you look at those folks that are looking to really do more travel, experience the world, they also are in their years where they're most likely getting married. They also are hiring photographers. They're doing photo shoots for maybe some other things. So I think it's important to also, not just because Instagram is a photo-friendly social media channel, I think it's more important that it's the target demographic for the users, right? 80% of users follow business on Instagram. 60% of users find new products on Instagram or services. And Instagram users are 70% more likely to make mobile purchase. I think that's important when it comes to maybe a retail aspect. And Pinterest, right? Pinterest, 31% of adult internet users use Pinterest. Pinners are just as likely to purchase as users from other social channels, but spend 50% more on average. So, you're looking for your photo clients, you're looking at people on Pinterest, they might be spending more. You're looking at wedding planning, people that are on Pinterest are spending more. So very important statistic there. So, we talk a lot about all the different industries because when we come down to the 5 C's, the 5 C's are the same. The 5 C's will never change. The 5 C's are what they are. They're the system for sales. And then we just kind of put that towards whatever business category or industry. So again, a quick review, the 5 C's: we identify the leads, we do some candidate research, we contact the candidates, we conduct a 15-minute consultation, and then the product specialist closes your client. So the most important thing we can talk about today is your candidate list, right? Who do you know, right, that is an event planner, a wedding planner, a catering company, a travel agency, a photographer, an interior designer, interior decorator, right? Who do you know that might work for someone like that or network with someone like that? Who is your wedding planner? Where did you get married? Where did you go on vacation? Who booked your travel the last time you used a travel agent? What hotels do you go to, right? What bed and breakfast locally might you recommend? Have you ever used an interior designer? Ask people, have they ever used maybe a staging company or someone like that, right? Most importantly, these industries, right, or these businesses within this industry are really well connected to each other. So who do you know that's connected to a photographer, right? Who do you know that might be in a pageant or a fitness competition that might be connected to a photographer who then is connected to a makeup artist who's then connected to, right? So it is all tied together, and it's important to think of who you might know that might be related to someone in these categories. Again, your current research, Google them to find out some more information, check out their social media channels, read the online reviews. So, do they show up on Google? Who is their competition? Do they have a current and up-to-date site? What's the site like? Is it responsive, mobile friendly? Does the site showcase their work and their services? Are there images? Do they have testimonials? Is it up to date? Can you submit feedback, schedule appointments, or interact with the site? Are they using social media? And again, what, if any, reviews are listed, right? So that's the type of research you can do. So are there current, up-to-date, relevant posts? When was the most recent post? Is there engagement, right? Before and after photos? Are there likes? Are there comments, right? And then we can decide how to contact them. The most important thing, again, is to just find time for them to schedule 10 or 15 minutes where you can learn a little bit more about them. Would they be willing to do a 15-minute consultation? I think the greatest question you can ask is, what's your online marketing strategy? You do great work. What is your online marketing strategy? I ran across some of your images. I ran across your social media channel. I was referred to you. I was just curious to know, what's your online marketing strategy? That's a great way to start the business conversation. And then it's time to book the consult. In the consult, you're just going to go through the 15-minute assessment sheets, right? I think website design and management are great to use. And also the digital and social media marketing assessments are great questions to ask in that appointment. So, I would ask them, are they leveraging social media? What do they like about it? What are they doing well? What is the challenge with using social media? What's their favorite channel to use? What channel are they having a hard time managing that they wish they could do more of? Are they consistent with posting and responding? Are they monitoring their online reviews? Are they asking for reviews, right? So it might be a conversation to then schedule a DMP demo for social media management or online reputation management. Maybe it's Facebook advertising. They really want to drive traffic in a certain area. Well, are they on Facebook? Could they use an increased exposure? Are they just getting started and looking for more visibility, right? Facebook ads would be a great way to increase that visibility on that platform and get more exposure and awareness, certainly if they're just getting started. Do they want to grow engagement on their business Facebook page, right? They could do a Facebook ad campaign. And of course, we have our other B2B services, right? Don't forget about merchant services, right? Service businesses need merchant services, right? And we just follow the same referral approach as the simple sales system with iTransact, right? So 40% commission on anything that iTransact receives in their merchant fees, you would get in BV. So for example, iTransact earns $100 a month, then you would get 40 BV for that month for that client. So when you look at all of these companies, they need to start taking credit cards. So it's important that they have a way that they can do that. And we've got some solutions with iTransact. Simply send them over to iTransact for the referral, and then you can schedule that right online or through the phone number. So you can do that on itransact.com. And really, it's an important aspect when we talk about the handling. Is it a cash business? Are they using checks, or most likely are they using credit card? And if they're using credit card, they might have a provider, they might not, but they might be open for a rate quote, right? Would you be open for a rate quote on your current merchant service provider to see if we can save you money? In most cases, we can save businesses 10 to 25%. So in this case, we may not talk too much about commercial accounts. We might not talk about too much of the retail products. But with these professionals, right, and we talk about these professional services, there are so many opportunities with digital marketing products, with website and design, with content marketing. Don't forget about content marketing that we can provide them. And then, of course, with the merchant service provider with iTransact. So your weekly action items, right? Review the marketing manual for service-based businesses, create your candidate list and sources of candidates that you could reach out, right? Do some basic research on this target market, and then don't hesitate. Reach out this week and contact them to schedule those 50-minute consultations. Review this recording as much as possible so that you have some of the questions and some of the statistics and interest-creating remarks that you can have in a conversation. But of course, the most important thing is that you can then schedule them into a website demo or a DMP demo, whereby our product specialists will answer their questions and do the heavy lifting for you. Lastly, always add 2 contacts per day to your names list and continue to share the shopping annuity and the unfranchised business to grow your residual income stream through the unfranchised business development system. So again, we have all these different business categories that we have been touching upon, and we also have the 5 C's, which won't change. But the idea is to give you a little bit more information into different industry categories to help you in those consultations where you can talk about some relevant information to their business to help you easily schedule those demo appointments. I hope everyone has a great week, and looking forward to hearing your success stories online. Please share it with us on the Facebook WebCenter Owner Support Group, and we'll talk to you next week.